Next game is the Colts and the Jags. The Jags took this one 37-20. Gardner Minshew had a really busy day. 33 of 55, 329 yards, a touchdown, and 3 interceptions. Obviously, this isn't ideal for the Colts. They were down pretty early in this game, so they had to keep throwing. And Gardner Minshew fed Michael Pittman a lot, but other than that, he really spread it around. I don't think that Gardner Minshew is someone that we want to rely on. He's in that, I keep referring to this Jimmy Garoppolo tier, and that's kind of where I see Gardner Minshew right now. He could get better as the season goes on, but not somebody that we want to add at this point, even though he does get the high yards. The 3 interceptions here is the most concerning. And Zach Moss, he led the way for all rushers. He had 7 carries for 21 yards and a touchdown. Jonathan Taylor, though, finally getting more carries than him. 8 carries, 19 yards. Going forward, Jonathan Taylor is going to be the one you want to start. Zach Moss got a lot of shine last week when Taylor was just making his debut on the season. Now Taylor's got that game behind him. Now he's getting more carries than Zach Moss. It's just a matter of time before Taylor completely takes over this rushing load. And Gardner Minshew also added 2 carries for 4. Like I was talking about earlier, Michael Pittman had a monster day. 9 catches, 109 yards on 14 targets. He is becoming a really reliable option. It's going to be interesting to see how Gardner Minshew continues to throw, because in the past he's given a lot of looks to Josh Downs, but in this one it was all Pittman. So congratulations if you had Pittman in your lineup. Kylen Granson led the way for all tight ends for the Colts. 3 catches, 67 yards on 4 targets. Jonathan Taylor also had 5 catches for 46 yards on 6 targets, really helping out his fantasy day there. Zach Moss chipped in 6 catches for 38 yards. Alec Pierce had 3 catches for 25. Isaiah McKenzie had 2 catches for 23. Josh Downs, 5 catches, 21 yards, and a touchdown. The reception saved his day. The touchdown saved his day. The yards will get higher because Gardner Minshew really likes throwing to him. He had 8 targets, only behind Michael Pittman. Granted, Pittman almost doubled that with 14, but still, Downs is absolutely someone you want to keep on your roster. If they're going to keep throwing it 55 times, Josh Downs is going to get looks. So hang on to him. Amari Rodgers did not haul in either of his targets. Trey Sermon did not haul in his target. Will Mallory and Drew Ogletree did not haul in either of their targets. For the Jags, Trevor Lawrence just not getting the yards. 20 of 30, 181 yards, 2 touchdowns and an interception. I think it's time to reevaluate where Trevor Lawrence sits in rankings. He's been consistently ranked as a top 10 in consensus rankings, but I think we could safely put him a tier below that right now. He just hasn't been putting up the yards like that, and he hasn't really been adding up the rushing either. So disappointing stuff from Trevor Lawrence up to this point as far as production is concerned for fantasy. And Travis Etienne, another great day. 18 carries, 55 yards, 3.1 yards per carry isn't great, but 2 touchdowns on the ground is fantastic. Really just monster stuff. He continues to dominate the rushing load here. Dearness Johnson had a carry for 19 yards. Trevor Lawrence just had 3 carries for 15. Tank Bigsby, 3 carries for 2 yards. He is a safe drop. CJ Beathard came in, had 3 carries for -2, and Calvin Ridley had the 1 carry for -4. When Zay Jones doesn't play, Christian Kirk seems to always have a good day. 3 catches, 49 yards, and a touchdown. Not a spectacular day by any means, but he did get that touchdown. We'll take the yards with that touchdown. We'll take it. Evan Engram, 7 catches, 41 yards. He is becoming one of the most reliable tight ends in fantasy. There are going to be people that you should absolutely play ahead of Evan Engram as far as tight ends, like Travis Kelce, play him. TJ Hawkinson, play him. Mark Andrews, play him. But Evan Engram is just below that. So if you have him on your team, feel very comfortable with starting him. Calvin Ridley, he's kind of the anti-Christian Kirk. When Zay Jones is out, Calvin Ridley does not play well. Even though he got all the targets in this one, 4 catches, 30 yards, 8 targets is not good stuff. At least we know now that if Zay Jones is out, don't play Calvin Ridley. If Zay Jones is in, Calvin Ridley is a lot more appealing. And Travis Etienne, 3 catches for 28 yards for him. Brenton Strange had 2 catches for 27 and a touchdown. Interesting to see just how much Trevor Lawrence really likes throwing to tight ends. And Tank Bigsby just had the 1 catch for 6.